Hey drummers, Garey Williams here. Good morning to you all. It's a nice, brisk, and lovely sunny morning where I live. I hope everybody's doing well. In this video, I want to talk about polyrhythms. There are basically three kinds of rhythms. There are even rhythms, odd rhythms, and when you mix the even and odd rhythms together, you get polyrhythms. So what are the different kinds of polyrhythms? There are four of them. Well, I'll just give them to you in the order that generally presents themselves, but there's different ways that you might come about them. The first one I'll talk about is 2 against 3. Then I'll talk about 3 against 2. Then I'm going to talk about 3 against 4, and then finally 4 against 3. So what does this against something mean? Well, basically we have a subdivision that we feel that defines music. So if you're playing in eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's a subdivision of 2 eighth notes per pulse. So everything's related to a pulse. Music has a pulse. That's what makes it alive and moving. And so when you're feeling this pulse, I'll tap my foot here, and you think of 2 eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, and then you're going to basically, the 3 part is the first of every 3 eighth notes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. So you get this 1, 2, 1, 2 over a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Hence 2 against 3 polyrhythm. So it really only takes 3 beats for that polyrhythm to complete itself. It could be played in 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And it would take 3 full measures for that polyrhythm to complete the cycle and begin on 1 like it did in the very first measure. Okay, so this is how we do it. We take the first number, and that's always the subdivision. The second number is always what I call the accent sequence, or the sequence of notes, where it's 3, so it's the first of every 3 eighth notes. So now let's reverse that. 3 against 2. 3 is the subdivision of 3 notes per quarter note. That would be eighth note triplets. The 2 is the first of every 2 eighth notes inside the eighth note triplet. So if I tap my foot, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So 1 and 2 and so what I'm getting here is this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 and 3 and 4. If you did it for a whole measure, it could be a 6 over 4, but you can reduce those down to 3 over 2. So the last 2 is the 3 against 4. Again, this is a triplet because the 3 is the first number, and the 4 is the accent scheme or sequence of notes, the first of every 4 eighth notes inside an eighth note triplet. So here's the pulse: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and. So what you're hearing is this 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. So that's where we get 3 hits over 4 beats. And finally, if we flip that, 4 against 3, the first number is a 4, so that represents the subdivision of 4 notes per pulse, which would be 16th notes. The 3 is the first of every 3 16th notes. So if I get this pulse going, 2, 3, 4, I go 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. So it really only takes 3 beats: 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 1 E. So what you're hearing is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So those are the 4 kinds of polyrhythms. And so what I'd like to do is attach to this video a link to a tune I played with my fusion trio called Ecstasy in Numbers. It was written by our bassist, Rick White, as a drum feature, and it's an improvised series of runs and a whole bunch of different kinds of displacement, polyrhythms, metric modulations, stuff I'm going to go into some future videos. But needless to say, to get into this kind of more advanced rhythmic drumming, you really have to have an understanding of polyrhythms. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Let me know if you're interested in getting into this more in detail. Certainly can help you with this. Otherwise, stay nice to yourself, keep practicing, and enjoy the rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.